Now for the second half of our look at stroke properties. First up, in the middle of the Properties panel, we have a Stroke Hinting checkbox. You may have noticed already that some thin strokes you create look a little bit funny when you export them. If they're not centered exactly on whole pixels on your monitor, Flash will try to approximate their appearance, and this doesn't always work right. You can help avoid this by turning on stroke hinting. Flash will try to force strokes to sit properly on whole pixels, and your lines will look clean and sharp. Next up is scale. To demonstrate how it works, let's turn the stroke on this rectangle to, say, 7, and then convert this whole thing to a symbol. We'll make it a movie clip, and once you've done that, try resizing the object. Use the free transform tool for this. You can see that now the stroke changes, and we may not want that. This is what we use the scale control for. Let's double click to edit this, select the stroke, and we can turn scaling to horizontal, vertical, or none. Kind of cool. Turn it to none, and the stroke will keep its original size. Alright, let's undo all of this, so we can return to our basic rectangle. For the next few options, we'll need to zoom in a bit and alter this shape. Use the selection tool and we'll remove a chunk of it. Delete. And now we can see the ends of the path here. Grab the sub-selection tool and select the stroke. Let's have a look at how the ends of strokes are made. Lines in Flash are made up of two things: the actual path and then the stroke applied to that path. And you can see here, if you look at the end of this stroke, that the path ends, but the stroke applied to it continues a little bit past it, and it's rounded. Now, return to the selection tool, select this again, and look at the cap option. This setting determines the appearance of the ends of stroke segments. Our choices here are none, round, and square. The none option simply chops off the stroke right at the end point of the path, as we can see here. The round option ends the stroke in a circle centered on the end point of the path, and the square option ends the stroke with a rectangle centered on the end point. Okay, let's move on now to the join setting. This determines the appearance of joints where line segments meet. To demonstrate this, I'm going to alter our rectangle a little. Using the selection tool, with our shape deselected, we can grab a corner and move it in. We can demonstrate the effect of the join setting better on sharp corners. Now we're going to look at the last two entries first, pretty much because they're the easiest. Select round and we get rounded corners. Select bevel and our corners are beveled. You can see on each one of these corners here, especially on the sharp one. Select miter though, and things start to change a little bit. It looks a little bit like the bevel option because it's chopped off here, but the other corners are square. Also, using the miter setting, we have some extra control over how far out the bevels are. Take them all the way out by increasing this miter value. Say we make that 10 and we have a sharp point. If we don't want the point though, you can bring this right back to 1 and you can see that now it's chopped off. And that's it for stroke properties. Let's keep moving.